The Canadian real estate market has been a star in global news as it has drawn a lot of international attention in recent years, with foreign investors willing to get into the market to park their money, looking at the property appreciation and also the potential rental cash flow, as Canada being one of the most popular destinations amongst immigrants. However, before trying to buy a home in Canada as a foreigner, be it for residence or as an investment, there are some things that you need to know. So let's take a look what you need to know in order to purchase a property in Canada as a foreigner. First of all, who are considered as foreigners in Canada? To know that, first we need to understand different type of residency status in Canada. There are a few visible legal class of resident in Canada. First are Canadian citizens, who are either granted the citizenship by birth or naturalized. Naturalized means someone who entered in Canada as an immigrant and then acquired the citizenship. Citizens are the Canadian passport holders who have all the rights to enter, remain in or leave the country whenever they like and also vote in the elections. Next is permanent residents who have been granted a permission to live and work in Canada permanently, and also they have similar access to social benefits as a citizen such as public healthcare, schools and so on. When we compare them with the Canadian citizens, all they are missing is a passport and a right to vote. So in order to become a naturalized Canadian citizen, one must have to become a permanent resident. So next is deemed resident, someone who has stayed in Canada more than 6 months or someone who has significant residential ties in the country. They have the fewest rights of any residents. Student and work permit holders are very good example of this residency class. Last is non-resident, and it is exactly what it sounds like. A non-resident is someone who is living in Canada less than 6 months or be a fully foreign individual who is living in another country. So now comes the questions. Can foreigners buy property in Canada? There is no such law that restricts anyone regardless of the residency status from buying a property in Canada. But the Canadian government has recently announced in the 2022 federal budget that they are bringing the highly anticipated 2-year ban on foreign home buyers. The new 2-year ban on foreign home buyers prohibits foreign commercial enterprise and individuals who are not Canadian citizens or permanent residents from acquiring residential property in Canada for 2 years. Notably, refugees, foreign workers and international students on the path to permanent residency are expected to be exempt. After the recent temporary 2-year ban on foreign home buyers and investors, only Canadian citizens, permanent residents, temporary visa holders are allowed to buy and invest in Canadian real estate. However, government officials did not indicate when the ban would take effect. As the new policy requires legislation, it still must be up for debate in the House of Commons. That means, as of now, the ban hasn't started yet. And that allows foreigners and non-residents to still buy and invest in the Canadian real estate till the ban starts. Since it's a temporary ban, I would like to bring the information on how it looks like before and after the ban for the foreign buyers and non-residents to buy and invest in the real estate market of Canada. So what is the process for foreigners to buy a property in Canada? Foreign property ownership is legal in Canada. However, if you are trying to buy a property as a foreigner, there are some conditions that can make this process a bit more complicated. Does Canadian banks lend money to the foreigners? Yes, but with some conditions. Non-residents can have a harder time getting financing from a major lender like Canadian banks, as the conditions are already strict for citizens, and that makes it even more stricter for non-residents. Since as a foreigner, you will lack credit and finance history in Canada, you will need to provide a large amount of documents such as bank statements to prove your down payment, income, credit worthiness as borrower and many more. Also, the minimum down payment requirements increases to at least 35% and cannot take a mortgage with an amortization period greater than 25 years. Luckily for foreigners, purchase price, interest rate and some additional costs such as property tax are almost similar as a citizen. I already made a whole separate video on that topic, so if you want to watch, you can find the link in the description. If someone is looking to sign real estate documents remotely, unfortunately power of attorney cannot be granted by foreign home buyers or investors, so they have to come to Canada at least twice. One, to open a Canadian bank account so they can get the financing, and two, to sign any documents related to the purchase of the property. There are two types of taxes that applies to foreign home buyers or investors. One is speculation tax, which is also known as foreign buyer tax, and second is vacancy tax. Speculation tax or foreign buyer tax is designed to make real estate less attractive to foreign buyers by adding an extra layer of tax on any home purchased or owned by non-residents. So far, this tax only exists in Ontario and British Columbia, and both have recently updated the tax with almost 20% of the home's assessed value. Also, you will be required to pay high taxes on any rental income the property gets, as it is 25% on any rental income as non-resident. Vacancy tax comes in when a non-resident owns a residential property in Canada and does not live in it, and that remains vacant for a significant amount of time. You may be subject to vacancy tax. Currently, these taxes are limited to few municipalities. Can someone stay in Canada if they buy a house as a non-resident? Just by simply owning a property in Canada will not allow any other benefits. So immigration department will not treat different than any other immigrant in the country when it comes to applying for a permanent residency or a citizenship. So that was a summary on who is a non-resident or foreigner in Canada and what it takes for them to invest or buy in the Canadian real estate market. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's it from my side guys. I'll see you next time.